First Watch with Sheriff Mark Daniels on KWCD Bisbee Sierra Vista, hosted by Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
And welcome to your Friday. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Sheriff Mark Daniels, but no Carol Kappas.
Carol's absent today. Hello, everyone. And it's never the same. The trio's not together.
I know.
I mean, we got the duel, but we don't have the trio. So Carol's off today, and we're going to miss her. And whenever she brings that flavor, that charisma to the show.
She does.
I miss her. So hope she knows her day off, though.
All right, well, we start with football as we always do, and we're going into the championships now.
Yeah, we're in the state playoffs now. So Buena ended up the season at number 15, in the power rankings. Top 16 automatically make it to state. But this year they added 8 more teams called a play-in game. So Marana Mountain View, former conference rivals to the Colts, was number 18. So guess what? They are making the trip down here to take on the number 15 Buena Colts. Buena finished the season at 7-3. Marana Mountain View, not Marana Tigers, Marana Mountain View Mountain Lions, they finished at 6-4. So it should be a really good game. So that's a play-in game, which means whoever wins plays, hear me out, the number 2 team in the state, which is ALA Gilbert. Now you remember ALA Gilbert handily beat Buena several weeks ago. It was like 30-some to nothing, partway into the second quarter. So again, whoever wins has got a big game ahead of them. But either way, you got to be at the dance. You got to be dancing to hear the music. And number 2, get that trophy, and that's what they're going for. Kudos to Joe Thomas, Coach Thomas, and his coaching staff, his players. Once again in the playoffs, pushing forward here, and we wish them the best of luck.
And you will be calling that game tonight.
Yeah, I'm calling that game tonight, along with, I think Jason and I are going to call that game. So we'll be 6:30 is pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. And let's come out and let's support our Buena Colts. These kids work hard, not just for a season, all year. Let's go out and support them tonight.
And remember, you can hear that game right here on KWCD Country with Sheriff Daniels calling the game. They also have a KWCD app that you can download, and you'll be able to hear the game that way as well. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock tonight. Well, let's go straight to the big news, and that's the Cochise County Jail District.
We won.
Right.
We won. And I say that not in an arrogant way. I say that in a very sincere way. I really do. And it's exciting, yes. It's exciting for the men and women that work in that facility that deserve and need a modern, reasonable facility that takes care of all the mandates, all the things that we need. The old facility, if you're just tuning in, you haven't been around, you're just moving here today, our jail's almost 40 years old. It's time. It's got to go back to that old jail as we push a new one forward. So I want to thank all those that voted for it, took the time. 2 years ago, we had the election, and we had about 4,000, maybe 5,000 more voters, somewhere in there. Don't hold me on the numbers. So the voting was down. All the attention, think about this, Grady, all the attention on this jail, and we have less people come out. Now, we passed it the first time. Then it was legally challenged. And I felt good about everything we did the first time. I'm not going to hide behind this microphone and say there was a problem. I still, in my opinion, we did a good job. Everybody did. Then we get past the second time. Now, the second time, there was frustration behind it. There was lack of clarity behind it because of all the social media posts, all the media. You not picking on media here, but everything out there. I mean, the best information was done during the community outreach meetings, and that was low attended. So, and then we're in a federal furlough. People are worried about other things than this jail right now, feeding their families. It amazes me we're in this federal furlough. And then you look at inflation, and you just look at where society's at right now. Everybody's got some pretty high temperatures. People aren't, it's not a settled country right now. So for us to pass it a second time, that tells me something. And it tells me the fact that they trust law enforcement, they trust government, they're doing the right thing. And I promise you, I commit to you back, if you didn't vote for it, please share us. Share. This is your community jail. This is not Mark Daniels' jail. It's not the sheriff's jail. This is a community jail that needs to be supporting all community members, not just to vote against it for us, but please work with us on this. Let's get this project done. This morning I was doing another interview, and they asked the question, they asked the question, what if there's a legal challenge? Let me be very clear on that, Grady. people can make allegations all they want. We see it. 4 decades I've been doing this job. Allegations are one thing. It starts a process. It's called due process. But it doesn't make an allegation automatically a fact. We're going to look at the facts and then what the judge tells us to do. If the judge says shut it down, we shut it down. At this point, no judge has ever told us to shut it down because the allegations were proven. A settlement took that out of the question. I wanted to see the judge hear this case and conclude right there and there. That didn't get to happen, but either way, we're going forward. We're gonna push it forward. We're gonna build this jail. Talking to board member Gomez and Fran Tenori, we're excited about this. We're excited to push this forward. I know my team is excited, my leadership team, my members within the jail. So we're going. Unless the judge tells me stop it, we're pushing forward.
And what happens next with the jail? Like, when will the doors open?
Well, that's a question. It's going to be sooner than later. I can tell you that much. I know in the fact that we lost about a year of time here. But either way, it doesn't mean we stop for the year. We've been doing a lot of planning, a lot of design, a lot of discussions, operation-wise, construction-wise, business-wise, whatever topic you want to throw in there. So we haven't lost a lot of time, but even though we're set back a year, if that makes sense. So the workings are still going. So we're going to pick up where we're at. We're going to push forward. We're going to define those plans. We're going to firm up some operational thoughts, and then we're moving forward. So again, hopefully sooner than later. Realistically, a year and a half before we cut the ribbon.
Well, let's talk. Also, last week was the Cochise County Sheriff's Charity Ride, another huge success.
13th, as somebody said, and I like what they said. This is now our teenage years for the charity ride, 13
right, okay.
years. So it truly fits. So we're growing every year, and we're growing into a bigger and better event this year. Again, I thought it was over $100,000. Somebody said we made this year. Again, we gave out $50,000. That other money goes toward grants, or people say, Sheriff, can we get $1,000, $500 for a sports team? If it fits our protocols, you bet. We give that money out. So again, I just want to say thanks to all our sponsors. Every one of them, everybody came out and participated because, again, it turned out to be a great event. Nobody got hurt on the ride. No quads, no motorcycles that I heard of that they crashed. But again, it was a great event. Everybody came together. Thank you to this community. Thank you to Cochise County. Again, it goes back to a proud moment when you see events like that and people come out and support you. I think about 500 people are out there doing this. That's pretty impressive.
Well, Veterans Day is coming up next week, and you've already taken a vet to lunch.
We did this week, thanks to Sky Island's regional partnership. They had their Bring a Vet to Lunch, honoring all those who served. And let me just say, it was a great event. I bet there was 300 people there, if not more. And the vets that came there, all even from the care centers, their care buses brought them over there. This was all about our veterans that have served this country, that why I sit on this radio with freedom and liberties in front of this microphone. So it's a great event. It always is. And we got to listen to a lot of stories from vets, a lot of emotional stories. I'll just throw that out to Grady. It was kind of hard to listen to that. I mean, not hard in the fact that, wow, it was hard in the fact that what these people endured so you and I can have a conversation today. So thank to all our vets. Thanks to those that are serving, have served, and those that paid the ultimate price.
And also, there's a veteran wall. I think you're on that wall, but there was some new inductees, right?
Yes. So yesterday, they inducted the new inductees to the Canyon Vista Medical Center Veterans Wall. That's such a cool event. Big shout out to Canyon Vista Medical Center for sponsoring that every year. And those new inductees they'll have their photos there for the next year. So congratulations to all our new inductees, those veterans. Again, it's Big Veteran Week here in Cochise County.
Let's talk about that, because the Veterans Day Parade's coming up, and every year you make sure you're in there.
We do. We support our banner. We walk it every year, carrying our banner, saying Cochise County Sheriff's Office is proud to support our veterans. In fact, I just put an email out yesterday about, hey, come out, walk, bring your families, bring all to our team members, come out and support this, because, once again, we're a patriotic community. Somebody said we're like the 7th most populated veteran community in the country.
Wow.
And somebody's going to call and say, no, Sheriff, we're 7 or 6 or whatever whatever the number is.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think we're 7, though. But if I'm wrong on that, I apologize. But either way, it shows that I think that's what makes it special in so many ways. We got down-to-earth people that believe in our country and believe in the flag and what it stands for. So thank you to all our veterans. If you're driving to work today, I salute you.
And also on Veterans Day, the Sheriff's Assist team has their only fundraiser of the year, and it's a pancake breakfast at the Landmark Cafe, and it's just $5.
Just $5 to come out and support our Sheriff's Assist team, these volunteers. There's about 35 members strong. I spoke to them this week, too. They had their monthly meeting, went over and spoke to them. And I asked the question during the meeting, how many are military? Raise your hands. 85%, to include yourself, Grady, you're a member of our volunteer Sheriff Assist team. Like 85%, almost 90% are military built, if I can say it that way. And so even going back to the Sky Islands Regional Partnership, Bring a Vet to Lunch, we had 2 tables, and majority were all our volunteers, and they asked all those that served in Vietnam to stand up. Our tables, majority of both tables, stood up. My hats are off to them, and I salute them too. So again, it's just amazing. Thank you to our Sheriff's Assist team and all the vets that serve within.
And you wanted to give a shout out in remembrance of Mike Hikas.
Yes, Mike Hikas. Mike served in the Alfreda area down by the Douglas region. He ended up getting promoted to corporal while he served here. His family was here. Just one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Mike left us for Chandler Police Department. I always told me he bumped his head when he did that. And as joking, he became a commander up there. And I used to see him at command meetings. I go to Phoenix for big meetings, and there he was. And always had he always took the time, or I did, to come over and greet each other, give each other that hug and stuff. I was notified earlier in the week he had passed away. And he got a form of cancer. Came on him quick, and he succumbed to that evil disease. And so his services are next week. I plan on going up there next week and honoring my friend. And I just want to say the man wore the badge proudly. He retired a few years ago. I think a lot of it is because of this. But again, rest in peace, my friend, and God bless his whole family.
And Dr. Gomez.
Dr. Gomez. That name rings a bell. That's Board of Supervisor member Kathleen Gomez's dad. He passed away last weekend. Got ill, passed away, and I know I talked to Kathleen on this one and gave her my condolences and prayers. And again, please, Dr. Gomez, who's served our community in the Douglas region his whole life, him and his brother, and serving community, serving in the medical field, just God bless him for what he's done for that community, but God bless his family here, and also Kathleen, a cohort of all of us. So.
And we have some new equipment. We have AEDs. What are those?
AEDs, life-saving CPR. And you see them in stores. You see them in throughout government complexes. You see them through law enforcement. We had a grant, and we ordered 100 of them. So we've got 110 total because of the cost savings. So 110 AEDs. And that's what performs when you have a heart attack. You put them on the chest, and it helps keep you alive. So we are blessed to have the money to be able to do that. And that came to a grant, not our general fund, to order 110 of those. Plus we ordered 11, and these are boxes. These are boxes, trauma boxes, for our EMTs, our paramedics. But it's kind of like medic kits for dummies, if that makes sense. Because you open the box, and you come up on an accident, for example, Grady, and you have somebody bleeding. You pull it up, hit that button, there's a big old screen, and it tells you grab item number 3 out of the box, and it tells you how to apply it to save a life. It's the coolest thing.
Wow.
Schools are using them right now. I'm going to introduce this company to Jackie Clay and her fellow colleagues around the county. That we've ordered 11 of those machines too, to put in our helicopter, to put in our SWAT vehicles, our regional SWAT team, to put in all our substations. The guys check them out when they go on patrol. It's just another way that we come across a crash. It allows us more tools to save lives, and that's what this is all about. And this all came through funding that came not from the taxpayers, but grants and awards.
And the kettle kickoff for the Salvation Army, you get to host that.
I do. This morning. So here in the next month and a half, you're going to see the bells ringing at Safeway, Fry's, Walmart, and throughout Cochise County as the Salvation Army. This is their big fundraiser. They raise most of their money, their operating money this year, or this event, for the whole year. So I get to MC the event this morning. I'm so excited about that, and the fact that this brings the community together, and people that are in need, people that, and something that a lot of people don't understand, I'll put this shout out. If you have a drug or alcohol addiction, if you go to the Salvation Army here, they will send you to their services are out of Tucson, and they send you up there. And I'm almost positive it's free of charge. So if you're listening to me this morning and looking for some hope, go see your local Salvation Army. If you need a meal, especially in time where the government shut down, it amazes me I have to say that, and we have people that are in need of food, Salvation Army can help you. They can help you too. So thank you to Major Brent Church. He's a new major over there too. If you have a chance, stop by and say hi to the new major here in town. But again, it's a great friend to bring the community together, but also get those bells ringing.
And also, there's a tradition that the sheriff office kicks it off.
Yeah, Black Friday.
Yep.
We're out there every Black Friday. You'll see us from 8 in the morning till the sun goes down. And I'm so proud of my team. That's our holiday payback, along with Shop with the Cops throughout the county. So we're excited about doing that. I just talked to them about 2 weeks ago and said, don't forget us for Black Friday. I mean, that's kind of a tradition. Don't take that from us. And they're like, no, Sheriff, we keep that for you. So we're going to be out there on Black Friday again, ringing the bells to help those in need.
And you were in Kansas. Why were you in Kansas?
A lot of people ask that question. and they ask that question, Sheriff, why were you there? I'm president of Western State Sheriffs. That's sheriffs west of the Mississippi. So I think like 1,300 sheriffs. So I'm their elected president. So when they have conferences, I go and spend 30 minutes to an hour. I do a little social with them, of course, talking, networking. But then I go and tell them all the updates for Western State Sheriffs, what's going on. And it's just great opportunity. I spoke to 90 sheriffs in Kansas along with their staff members. I was in Nevada the week before speaking to their sheriffs, police chiefs, and the FBI was on that one. So it's just an opportunity for me. In 3 weeks, I'm going to be in Iowa. We just got Iowa on as a state. That's a state, a holdout, the Hawkeye state. My birth state was a holdout state. When I got elected, I said, we're going to get Iowa on board. So now Iowa agreed. So now we're bringing Iowa on board too. So this is exciting. I always say this, our positions mean nothing. It's the influence within our positions that help us move the needle, and that's what this is all about.
Well, let's talk about your stop of the week.
Before we do, I got to give a shout-out for the Southeastern Arizona pageant.
Oh, yeah.
They just had that last Saturday night. I had the opportunity to MC that. That's a co-pageant with the Miss Sierra Vista. We just did that, several months ago. So they asked me if I'd MC it with Miss Arizona Teen, excuse me. So that's the second time we've had the stage together. But let me just tell you, there was 10 young ladies that competed for either Miss Teen or Miss, for the Miss contest. And I got to get the names out of you. So the new Miss Cochise County is Serenity Pathia. Miss Cochise County's teen is Laura Melo. I think I'm saying that right. So congratulations to them. And they combined this one this year with Pima. So the new Miss Pima County is Daniela Pando, and Miss Pima County Teen is Madison Saylor. So congratulations to all 4 young ladies. They will compete this upcoming June for Miss Arizona Teen and Miss Arizona.
That was a good shout out, and it was a good show as well. And you're getting really good hosting legs, by the way. You're like a host now.
Well, let me just say this to you, and I'm glad you brought that up. So a lot of people don't realize that a program doesn't get kicked off. I get up there, read, put some improv in there, things like that. But at the end of the day, we have to go off a script, as you know. Greg, you put that script together. You put that whole production together.
Yeah, I've never done a stage show, so when they asked me if I would produce the stage show, I'm like, yeah, I got to try that.
Well, you got 30 years in this kind of business.
Yeah,
you did
amazing.
I really enjoyed it. I thought the script was well done. I know I got there that day, and I went to rehearsal the night before, but I had another event, so I couldn't stay long. Got there that day, went over it, and I'm like, this is really well done. So kudos to you and your talents and your skills, because I think that, especially the way it was all laid out and the way we had to MC it and stuff, I just enjoyed the heck out of it. So I thank you, and a lot of people don't understand who was on the backside of that. Grady Butler, folks.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, now let's talk about your stop of the week.
Yes, one more thing before we do stop of the week.
Oh, no,
I know.
There's more?
There's more. So if you watch Channel 4 News,
right,
and that's the NBC affiliate out of Tucson, Corus Nylander.
Yes.
That's the 7-foot giant with a heart of gold. And I first saw this guy on TV, and first got there, I'm like, who is this guy? And then when I first interviewed him, he's two of me. The guy is huge. But let me tell you, he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever address. Sadly, Corus told me about a month ago, we were doing something. I was in Tucson, so I stopped by and did an interview with him. He goes, hey, Sheriff, I'm leaving.
Aw.
That's what I said, because he's one of our favorites, and mainly because he's fair. I mean, he's balanced. I just like the guy. He's going to Florida. I think he told me he's going to Florida.
Okay.
He's got a job down there. So we recognized him yesterday. We gave him some swag from the sheriff's office, and Carol actually took it up to him for us, and he sent me a really nice thing. I'm going to miss that guy. So, of course, good luck in your future endeavors, but you got a friend here. You got a lot of friends here in Cochise County and beyond. So, safe travels, my friend.
That's awesome. Okay, now the stop of the week?
Now we can do the stop of the week. Yes,
Okay.
This is why they said, Sheriff, you got 20 minutes and get off the air. Okay, that's, But a stop of the week. Stopped a guy trying to be an Uber driver. Uber's getting real popular with me. If you remember, I had a couple months ago, I had a DUI Uber driver.
Right.
Come flying through a stop sign. You always hear about the California stops. Well, California stops, they developed in California because of the way they drive. I'm not saying that's a good thing. Arizona, we don't have Arizona stops or California stops. We don't recognize that. Folks, traffic control devices like stop signs, yield signs, all this stuff, they're not suggestive. They're not discretionary. They are a mandate that you have to stop. Coming down the highway today, this car just blew out in front of traffic. And I was going to an event, so I went around traffic, stopped the car, and I walked up, said, I'm stopping you. No, why you stop me? Now, either you're not being totally honest with me, or you drive like that normal and you consciously you're not knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes, oblivious to that. So I said, let me explain something to you. So I went through it. I don't think he was real happy when I got done with it. But at the end of the day, folks, you got to stop. That's how we're having so many accidents. We had another bad one Wednesday where a lady got hit by a car in a crosswalk. Really, really sad. Really sad.
Yeah.
And I got to say this. Can I say something else here before I get off this radio? There was an article this week about one of our commanders that was involved in an accident with somebody in a crosswalk. Mm-hmm. Folks, this commander, and I think this is why I need to say this, because normally I don't talk about this. The reason I don't talk about it, because it happened on his personal time. It's called an accident. Accidents are not intended events. If you intend to hit somebody, that is a crime. This was an accident based on definition, based on there's no intent. It's a civil offense. He was cited for it by another agency for his actions. Unbeknownst to me, he went to court. Didn't even know he went to court. I wasn't there for it. I mean, he didn't say, Sheriff, can you come support me or go talk to a judge? That would be unethical. He went to court and he won. But if you go on social media, because the media brought this up, but if you go on social media in the comments, the good old boy system. Folks, there is no good old boy system in that. That is due process. And again, I wasn't there. I'm not the judge. And that's why I tell people, Sheriff, I don't like about this ticket. Have a judge decide if you're responsible, guilty, of all the things that come with it, civil, criminal. I don't dismiss my deputies' tickets because if I do that, I become part of the judicial system. No, I'm part of the executive system, not the judicial. So, folks, those who made those comments, if you're listening to me today, I'm sorry. That's what stirs up communities. I mean, if you have a fact that somebody talked to the judge and bought the judge off, you bring that to me and I'll be the first to go after that on a criminal investigation because that is totally wrong. But I'm telling you right now, I know nothing but a man challenges due process. Everybody's entitled to it under our rule of law, and he was found not responsible. So again, I will leave it at that.
Well, Sheriff Mark Daniels, we thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Grady, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody. Again, thank you for those supporting the jail district. And for those that didn't, please, let's work together. Let's bring this together. Let's unify this message and see ourselves a nice, modernized jail. Thank you, everybody.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. And I've got a new guest in the studio with us now. It's Lori Fifecoat. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here.
And you're here to talk about some events that are coming up for the Lions Club. So tell us about those.
Sure. So on Saturday, actually tomorrow, November 8th, we have our bingo, which usually starts at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And, of course, it's located at our Lions Club at 125 South Huachuca Boulevard. Let me get that right. And the public is welcome to come on out and play. We tend to offer all sorts of different prizes. I can't guarantee the same types of prizes every time we play, but you can get gift cards, themed baskets, and a whole lot of stuff while enjoying an afternoon out with your friends and neighbors. If you guys want to get the bingo cards, those are at the door, 3 for $12. Or if you want to give Christy a call in advance, you can get those advance cards for 3 for $10. And Christy's number for that would be 520-508-3120. And then on Sunday, we're going to have our pancake breakfast. That's on November 9th. And our breakfast starts at 8 and goes till about 10:30 a.m. And again, it's at the Lions Club at 125 South Huachuca Boulevard. And some of the really great things that you can get to eat that are all cooked by our members is, of course, all-you-can-eat pancakes, eggs, fresh fruit, sausage, potatoes and onions, biscuits and gravy, and coffee and juice. So you're getting a pretty good breakfast, all for a great deal of $8 at the door. Or again, if you want to get those in advance, you can get them for $6. And again, call Christy for those advance tickets. And come on out and enjoy some home-cooked breakfast with us on Sunday.
And the Lions Club does a lot in our community, and this is a great way to give back to the Lions Club for what they do. So that's pretty fun, and that's going to be this weekend. So yum, yum. And
Yeah,
especially,
most definitely.
you had me at biscuits and gravy, by the way, just saying. And Lori, I understand you have a podcast. Can you tell us about that?
I sure do. So my podcast name is Calling All Creatures. I've actually been doing it almost 7 years now, and I love it because I learned so many great things about so many different products, services, and actual animals, because I talk about all sorts of different stuff on there. And so my next upcoming podcast is going to be actually next Thursday, November 13th, and you guys can listen in at 8 p.m. Arizona or Mountain Standard Time, 11 p.m. Well, actually, no, sorry, Daylight Savings Time, 10 p.m. now Eastern. And so we're actually going to be kind of heading to Freeport, Florida, which is the home of Alaqua. I'm hoping I pronounced the name right. Animal Refuge. It's a one-of-a-kind sanctuary where second chances begin for animals. Lori Hood is the founder of it, and she's going to be my guest, and she's going to give us all sorts of stories of rescue, rehab, and hope from. And this is a pretty large refuge, so it's one of the nation's most inspiring no-kill refuges. Lori's done a lot of work when it comes to like some animal cruelty stuff and everything in her area as well. And she has dogs, cats, farm animals, and even a few wildlife there that they give them a safe place and a chance to heal up. And then, if possible, get returned to the wild. And, with the domestics, they get adopted. So she's going to be coming on, like I said, and she's going to help us kind of discover how, compassion and dedication are changing the lives down there, one paw, hoof, and a wing at a time. So I hope you guys can tune in. The podcast can be found on pretty much any of the podcast listening platforms like iHeart, Pandora, Apple iTunes, you name it, it's pretty much there. You can listen to it then. And then actually I'm going to be on a little hiatus because, we have Thanksgiving coming up. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys in advance. And on December 4th, I'm actually going to be talking about our feline friends with my guest, Jennifer Catpur. I know it's kind of a take on the name, but anyway, it's great. I loved it. She's the founder of Happy Feline Homes. Jennifer's on a mission to help cat owners try to create safe, enriching spaces that keep their kitties happy, healthy, and stress-free. And so she's going to share some tips on improving cat behavior, designing some perfect home environments, and deepening that special bond that you guys share with, your furry kitty companions. She'll also, I think, give us some litter box tips because, some cats get a little possessive, and depending on how many cats you have in your home. So hopefully she'll also be able to do that. Again, that one is going to be December 4th, same time, 8 o'clock our standard time here in Arizona or Mountain, and 10 o'clock Eastern. And again, you can catch that on pretty much all those listening platforms.
That's pretty cool, and that's neat that you have a podcast that's all about animals, but also I see you brought a book here with you that looks like it's about animals as well.
Yeah, actually, this book was written by a good friend of mine, and she does animal control now. She actually used to do it here in Cochise County as well a while back. But anyway, her book by Summer Harris is called Happy Story. The short story is based on the true events that actually did happen with her and her husband in an animal cruelty situation. It follows the journey of Happy, a dog who was deeply loved but burdened by the tragic beginning that set the course for a life that was kind of filled with both hardship and hope. And I personally know the story because, like I said, good friend. Happy's path eventually crossed with two extraordinary people, my friend Summer and her wonderful husband, Michael. And they did everything in their power to help her overcome all this physical and emotional scars and trauma that she had to endure, and no animal should really have to endure what she went through. And it was horrible. I won't get into it because you need to read the book to find out what happened. But anyway, through their compassion and commitment, she discovered what it truly did mean to be safe, to heal, and be unconditionally loved by her owners. It's a story of pain, perseverance, and the quiet strength of a dog who simply wanted to be cherished and finally ended up being cherished by those guys. So it's a great read. It's not really long. It truly is a short story. And you can pretty much find it on Reader House, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Google Play. So if you guys are interested in buying it and reading it, I really recommend. And you'll get a really good insight into what goes on and what these animals go through, especially in some of these extreme cases of animal cruelty like Happy's was, and all the things that people do to try to make those lives so much better. So I recommend it. It's not that badly priced, so if you can get it, grab it.
All right. Well, Lori, we thank you for coming and talking to us today. You gave us a lot of good information.
Well, thanks a lot for having me on. I appreciate it. I love being able to come on and spread the word about these really awesome things that we have going on.
Yes, very cool. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
Brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler, and in the studio, I guess today's show is all about animals, because here comes Steve Boyce from Horsing Around Rescue.
Good morning, Brady. Good morning to you.
Good morning. And you've got a tack sale coming up. Before we get to all the details on that, what is tack? What does that mean?
That's stuff that you put on a horse, i.e. bridles, halters, saddles, tack.
Okay, tack.
That's what it's called.
Now we know. So you guys have a tack sale, and this is to benefit Horsing Around Rescue.
Correct. We do it twice a year, and it's for us. It's one of our major fundraisers. We have one in early spring, and then we have one in the fall. And, it's like now it's for Christmas time, so if you got something you want to buy for somebody for Christmas, here's a great opportunity, and the prices are inexpensive. A lot of the stuff is used. Sometimes it gets from people that have their horse dies and they got all this tack from riding horses for 20 years, and they donate it to us to use it for us to make money to turn around and take care of the horses.
Excellent.
It's a great thing for this community. I mean, I can't thank the community enough. We've got a whole tough shed full of it. I mean, clear to the freaking roof. It's amazing. Last time we had 57 saddles, I think it was.
Wow.
Western saddles, and we had about 20 something English saddles and all other stuff that goes with it, from cinches to bridle to, all of it.
So when is the sale going to be?
This next Saturday, the 15th, from 9 to 1 at the Single Star Ranch, which is on Highway 92. And it's starts at 9, it goes to 1, and usually there's cars backed up to get in. We close the gates so they don't get in too early. There's always somebody who wants to come early and, get a deal and get something ahead of everybody else. We try to be fair with everybody.
So you kind of mentioned some of the things. Do you have specific items that you want to talk about today, or is it just an overall sale?
There was a lady that used to build miniature bridles and halters for miniature horses called Breyer horses. And this lady, when she died, she wanted all of these things to go to Horsing Around, because she used to come down and visit and all that kind of stuff. And they're so cute. I mean, the Breyer horse is maybe a foot long and just a miniature horse. I mean, it's a model. And this lady built these little bridles and little halters to fit all these horses in. They're so cute. I mean, they're neat. Anyway, it's a collector of Breyer horses, which there are. Come, because we got all these little bridles and little halters and that kind of stuff that fit these horses.
That sounds like so much fun.
It is. It's fun.
And do you have any events going on around this? Is there food or anything? Or
no, we tried doing all of that stuff. We used to have, the lady brings sourdough bread, and we used to have this, and we used to have that, and it distracts from what we're trying to do.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we're trying to focus on getting rid of the stuff, because our friggin' tough shed is full, and we need to get rid of it so we can put more in it, because we got people bringing us stuff all the time, which is awesome. This community has really supported that.
So we know that the tax sale is going on next Saturday, but let's kind of back up one step and say, what does Horsing Around Rescue do? What are you raising money for?
You make me a crazy question. It's a good question, because a lot of people don't know. What we do is we get horses that are, some are state seizures, some are from the Sheriff's Department seizures. We've gotten one from Pima County seizures. And we take these horses, we rehab them, and we go through and do groundwork with them, and then we do under saddle with them, and then we adopt them into forever homes. That is a process that takes 2 years, sometimes 1 year, sometimes 3 years, and sometimes more. It just depends on how the horse evolves. And it's really, it's so wonderful to turn around and see a family get a horse that they're happy with and so forth. We don't want to, what's the word to use? We don't want to shove horses down people's throats. If they want a horse and the horse wants them, then it works out really great.
That is so cool. It's a great thing that you do for this community and a great niche as well.
It is, and it's hard to do this because, like a wife will die and a husband's by himself and they're elderly and so on, and he can't take care of the horse, and his kids call us and say, "Can you help our dad?" And it's been a really great service, and it's so fulfilling. I mean, we had a family that wanted a horse for their kids, and so they came and checked a bunch of old horses we have that were kid horses, and the husband said, "Look, I'd like you to deliver it Christmas Eve." And I thought, okay. And he said, "But you got to take 2 horses." And he said, "But we can only afford 1." And so I talked to Teresa and said, "Well, we'll make you a deal." And he said, "What's that?" I said, "We'll give you the second horse that your kids rode, and we'll deliver both of them Christmas Eve." So they went to church Christmas Eve. We took the horses over, dropped them off, and came back, didn't make a big deal about it, put them in their little corrals that they had. And we get these calls from these kids. They're so excited.
Nice.
It'd be great. It was awesome. It just gives me goosebumps thinking about it. It just those are the kind of things that we get to do once in a while. And we also have times when we, have horses we have to put down. Our horses died. We had a horse die the other day. In the morning he was fed. He was fine. And in the afternoon he was laying dead.
Wow.
And it's just, he was 28. And he was an incredible rope horse, but he got his knee blown out, and so we kept him for probably 12 years, 15 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this for 16 years, Grady.
Wow, and it's great for this community because, like I said, sometimes where do you turn when you have a horse?
Right.
So Horse Around
It's
Rescue is
not like
there.
a dog
yeah.
or a cat that you can
Right.
just take to a shelter. It's like, whoa, you got to.
Yeah, what do we do? Yeah.
Yeah, what do we do? Absolutely. And the other thing is that people go through and learn how to take care of them. And then when the other partner is the one that takes care of them and they die, then the guy that doesn't take care of them or the person that doesn't take care of them is like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
It gets real crazy. And the other thing is that people that do have horses is to turn around and put some kind of plan together. Call us. Call another horse rescue. Call somebody that's a neighbor that you want to give the horse to if your husband dies or your wife dies. And set up some kind of plan. Don't just have this thing show up at the last minute and it's like, all of a sudden we got to go crazy to go pick up a horse in Elfrida or something,
Right, yeah.
And it's just, it's all about the horse. And one of our mottos is that we have at the rescue is where horses can be horses.
Nice.
And it's been really, really awesome. It is awesome.
Well, we appreciate what you do for our community and for the horses here in Cochise County. Invite everybody out to your tax sale one more time.
It is this next Saturday, the 15th, from 9 to 1 at the Single Star Ranch on 92. 7484 East Highway 92. Most of you people that have TAC out there know about the TAC, and there's some good deals if you really want it. Thank you.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. Keep up to date. Follow the Cochise County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. And tune in next Friday, 7 a.m. for First Watch right here on KWCD.